Hello everybody, happy Sunday afternoon. Welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. And I am here to do a color and chat with you all today. We are going to be coloring out of this Flower Girl adult color book from Jade Summer. Love this book, and I will show you why as soon as I tilt the camera down, and then we will get started and have a little chit chat as I'm coloring. So, of course, you're seeing things upside down. I'm going to flip it around just for a minute for you to see. But I started this book way back in 2021 with, this is the first page I colored in there, and I did the skin tones with colored pencils. And then I went on to continue to work in this book. I used crayons, colored pencils, alcohol markers. I was just trying out all kinds of different media. Here I used a lot of glitter gel pens that I love. But this has just been a really fun book. And you can make it as whimsical as you want. Pink, purple, and yellow hair. Whatever your little heart desires. So I've colored quite a few in this book. I don't know if you can buy this book anymore because I bought this, like I said, in 2021. So probably, I don't know. I don't know if you could or not. And this is the one I just finished today. And then I decided I wanted to do one more out of here. Oh, there was another one I did. I think that was the only one I've done. Yeah. And then this is the one I'm picking for today. Okay? So I'm going to flip this around. We are going to start coloring. I do have my Coke over Ice. I'm going to do her skin tone first. I don't know why, but most of the time that's what I start out with. I'm using the Peter Popper Press Artist Markers, the Flesh Tone Porcelain today. We have a large area to cover, so I will start out with the paintbrush side. The one thing I don't like about these pens is the paintbrush side breaks down really fast. And then you don't get a good tip on there. So that's the only downfall with these markers that I have. I do love the big brush tip for large areas because you know that if you're coloring a large area with alcohol markers, if you don't get it colored fast enough, then you get blotchy, where it's dried in one spot before it dries in the other. And it looks blotchy. So I try to not go so fast that it's messy, but I do try to cover it all as quickly as possible so that it will all be the same color. Sometimes you just need to go over it one more time and then you get it all. But it is kind of one of those things that the more you practice it, the better you get. Because if you would have seen some of my flesh tones from way back in the day, you would be like, oh my goodness. All right, we just have her neck to do in flesh tone. And it's okay that we went out of the lines a little bit on her head into her hair, because we will just cover that up. Now I'm going to take the fine tip side and just do right around the edges there. And we have her all done. We have all her flesh tone done. Okay. Now we are going to do her lips. And you see she has teeth right there, so we're going to try to not color into her teeth, so we will just leave it white. Some people use the white paint pens. I might try that this winter with snow. But for now, I'm just going to leave it white. Okay. And that underneath here, I think is like her tongue area. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, I don't put a lot of thought into what colors I'm going to use on all the extra here, because this has so much to it that I just kind of just grab a color and color and enjoy. Of course, I'm going to use almost like sunflower colors for this, but it would look good in purples and pinks and any color it would look great in. So let's see, it is Sunday afternoon. We watched the movie Water for Elephants, which is a fabulous movie. And it's a great book too. Have any of you watched it? Reese Witherspoon stars in it. I can't remember what the other actors are that star in it. But it's a good movie. And it is based on a true story. I first read the book probably 10 years ago. And then the movie came out. And then, okay, I am one to turn my book as I color. So we watched that movie today. I went to church this morning, and my husband didn't. Nobody could watch our church online, so he did. He watched it online, which was cool. He's doing really, really good. I'm gonna try and find him a rehab center to go to now so that he can get stronger and hopefully start walking again and getting his pickup and go to work. And so I went to church and then came home, and what else did I do? Well, we just had lunch and then watched the movie, and then I decided to make this video. And then tonight, hopefully I'll get to make our meatloaf. We've had one disaster after the other, and it's just crazy. They've all worked out fine, but I get so worked up when things are happening that I don't plan, that are not positive. So Wednesday was my last day that I was taking off work. So I went grocery shopping. I did the haul that you guys watched, the grocery haul. Then I was gonna make the meatloaf and mashed potatoes and corn for dinner, and we lost power. And we lost power for almost 5 hours. And so my husband is on oxygen now. So we have a backup, like portable oxygen tank that lasts for 4 hours. And PG&E updates us and tells us, like, you know, it'll be back on, and their estimation was like almost 6 hours. And they were working on the poles out there, and a lot of times they get it turned on earlier, but I started worrying. So I called our fire chief, and he loaned me an oxygen tank that would work for another 4 hours. Then the house started getting pretty hot because it was, what did it get up to, like 104 that day? Yeah. So the house, when the PG&E finally came back on, the house was at about 84 degrees. So it was a little toasty, but we've had it worse in here. But he had to use the second backup tank for about, I think about a half hour. So thank goodness that our fire chief let us borrow that. So that was one disaster. So by the time the electricity came back on, I was not in the mood to make the meatloaf dinner. So we just had sandwiches, I think, or something. Then that night, I get up about 11 o'clock, check on my husband, and the alert button is on his main oxygen tank that runs on power. And I don't know what this alert button means, so I Google it, and it says that there's a malfunction within the generator of the oxygen tank, and you need to get it taken care of right away because it's probably not putting out the regulated amount of oxygen. So at like 11:30, I'm calling our medical supply company, and about 1 o'clock in the morning, this nice gentleman comes out with a brand new generator for us for the oxygen, sets it all up, and off he goes. And then the next morning, that same morning, I'm supposed to get up at 5:30 to go to work, which I do because I'm running on adrenaline. So I was very nervous to go to work, leave my husband at home, and ends up that he was just spot on, awesome, perfect. I told him, I said, if you're gonna take a nap, please just text me and say, I'm gonna take a nap. That way I don't worry if I don't hear from him. And he did if he took a nap. But I think he was on adrenaline pump because he did not sleep at all that day, Thursday. And so he was alert and awake and texted me all the time and took his oxygen levels himself all the time, and he did fabulous. And so Friday he had his CNA come out, so he had me leave, and then his CNA was here for a while, and then his nurse was here for a while, and then the PT guy was here for a while. So he had lots of visitors, you know, people to check on him, and he did fabulous again. So I was so happy with that. And my son kept texting me at work. Did you go to work today, Mom? Yes. He did that both Thursday and Friday. And asking if my husband was okay at home by himself. Yes. And I told him he had, you know, workers in and out too. So he was happy about that as well. Now, what did we do Saturday? I can't remember. That was just yesterday. Oh, I went grocery shopping. I just went here in town. And I went and got my hair cut. That's what I did. Okay. So, what prevented? Oh, okay, that's right. So I went and got my hair cut yesterday. I was going to come home and then go right back to town to get groceries. But then we popped a circuit on one of our breakers, and so the air conditioner in the bedroom and the back room were not working. And when it's 104 plus outside, that's not comfortable. You know, you don't want that. So we call the electrician. Well, we called my brother, our brother-in-law, and he kind of hemmed and hawed about coming. And then I said, never mind, I'll call my son. So I called my son, and he said, I'll be there, but he was at work, and it was going to take him like 40 minutes to get here. But he was on his way. And then I called the electrician that put the air conditioner in there for us, and he said, I'll come out today and I'll fix it. And out of everybody, realistically, he's the one you want to come out to fix it because he knows what to do, right? And so he did come out and he fixed it. And it was just a pop circuit, and he said I just didn't push it over enough or something, but he also said the circuit breaker's getting old, so if it happened again, he was just going to come out and change the breaker. So, and we've had it just fine all day today. But yeah, so Saturday had its drama again. But then I went to the grocery store. I didn't need very much at the grocery store because I had done the haul just on Wednesday. But I did need a few things that they didn't have that day. And the cat needed food, and so I went and did that. And then, what did we eat for dinner last night? I can't even remember. We did? We had sandwiches. Oh, we had leftovers. We had leftovers for dinner last night. That's right. Okay, so yeah, so the meatloaf didn't get made again.
When are you gonna make this meatloaf?
So I'm gonna make the meatloaf tonight. All right. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do her hair blue. I'm gonna do her hair all kinds of whimsical colors, I think. So you can tell, like, when I'm coloring with this, I just do whatever colors, just I pick random colors. There's no color scheme, especially when you have so much going on a page like this one does. But these pages like this, even though they have a lot going on, they are very relaxing. So anyways, I am going to cook the meatloaf tonight. Not sure if I'm going to do a video on it because most people want a video on how to make meatloaf with the exact measurements, and I don't do that with my meatloaf. I just start throwing things in the pan or in the bowl. So anyways, yes, tonight, hopefully, unless we're to lose power or something, God forbid, don't do that, right? We've had enough of that. I will make the meatloaf. Also, I showed you guys a clip of the birds out there. They have been going to town on those hummingbirds on the sugar water. So I've been putting out, I fill them up in the morning. It is only 4 o'clock right now, and they have drained all 3 feeders. And I don't know if I want to get on another feeder or not. I think if I get another feeder, we're just going to get more birds are going to come. Because right now I would say there's probably about 10 birds there that feed off of it. But if I get another feeder, I think it's just going to create more birds to come this way. One year when I had so many feeders out there, my neighbor, who's about, I don't know, 2 miles up the road, she was like, it's so weird this year, Patty, but I don't have any hummingbirds. And I'm like, really? She's like, no, I normally always have hummingbirds, and I don't have any this year. I said, well, I think that's because we have them all. Because I had like 10 feeders, and we had them. I mean, if you opened the garage, they were flying in the garage. Like, we had a barbecue, and one of my son's friends was like, what the heck? I've never seen so many hummingbirds in all my life. And they were crazy. So I feel like if I got another feeder, we're just gonna get more birds. Yeah, so right now that pitcher of sugar water that I showed you guys how to make lasts 3 days. So that's not bad. But if I start getting more feeders, then I'm gonna start spending more money in sugar. So I think we'll leave it at 3 feeders. And I just have to close the blinds when they drain them because then I feel bad for them. Although they've had plenty. Right?
Yep, they've had plenty.
They had plenty, but I feel bad for them. So, oh, and my grandson and I made the Dolly Parton fudge brownies the other day. Because, you know, I bought all those things. Now Dolly Parton has a bunch of frozen food out. So I kind of want to go to Walmart just to try it out and see what it's like. But we did the brownies. They looked good, but I didn't taste them because they were still hot. And my son was going home, and so we just let him take them. And he said they weren't bad, so I'll have to make them again. But I can't find those mixes here in town. I have to go out of town to Walmart to get them. Grocery Outlet had them for a while, but I don't normally go to Grocery Outlet. I don't know that they have them all the time. You could never predict what Grocery Outlet is going to have. So they're talking about putting a Grocery Outlet in our town because the Grocery Outlet that we have is in the town over, which is only 7 miles from town, but we're 7 miles from town, so it's 14 miles for us. Huh?
10 miles. So we,
Oh, I thought it says 7 on the thing, but anyway. And Grocery Outlet's not one of my favorite stores, but we'll take anything in our town if we can get it, because we only have one grocery store in the whole town. So I feel like if we got a Grocery Outlet, it would ease up some of the traffic at the grocery store that we have. And a lot of us do shop just local at that grocery store. We don't go out of town because we don't want to leave town just to go get groceries, or it's just more convenient, or by the time we drive 60 miles round trip for groceries, then you're going to stop and eat lunch, or you're going to buy things you don't need. You're not saving any money. Unless you have to go over there for something else, you know. But every once in a while, we do like to go just to get out of town. And I'll go with my friend, and then we'll go to Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden. Some people say, oh, that food is so horrible. Oh, well, I guess I like horrible food because it always tastes yummy to me. So what's your favorite restaurants to eat at? I mean, like my brother likes to eat at independent, like locally owned mom and pop restaurants. He prefers that over, you know, chain restaurants. I don't care. If the food's good, I don't care if it's independently owned or a chain. So Applebee's is not one of my favorites. Maybe that's because my dad burned me out on it. But I do like Olive Garden. I liked Red Lobster, but the one by us went out of business. I do love Red Robin, the hamburger place. I love their hamburgers. And
one of those over at that other burger joint.
which one at Sonic?
No, the one that the kids are so
Huh?
good on. Oh, Burger Hut. All they do is burgers and fries.
In-N-Out?
That's the one.
Ugh. You like In-N-Out?
I eat
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't like In-N-Out. Some people just rave about In-N-Out and how wonderful it is, and I do not like it. Now, In-N-Out is not on the East Coast or the Midwest. They're only on the West Coast. So, yeah, they say, oh, our French fries are fresh, but they taste like cardboard. And the hamburgers are okay, but don't say nasty words. So, but anyways, they're just, yeah, no, it's not good. When we first got one, in the town up where my husband was at the hospital in Chico, that it came there first. And so my son, for his birthday, we'd always go out for lunch and then go shopping at the mall. And we'd normally go to Chico or Yuba City. And so I think he was 10 or 12, and it was his birthday. And so he's like, okay, I want to go to In-N-Out. I want to try it. So that's where we went. And he was so disappointed. He did not like it. And he's like, I feel like I got robbed on my birthday lunch. I said, you kind of did. So you get a do-over. We'll go over somewhere again another time, because it was horrible. I don't like it. Some people will probably say, oh, I love it. And the one fast food I haven't been to in a long time, but I used to like it, and we still have it in town, I don't know why I don't go, is Wendy's. I like their hamburgers, but I haven't been there in years. And then I see some of you guys saying you go to Buc-ee's. I think that must be all Midwest or something, huh? Because we don't have Buc-ee's here. And then I think Buc-ee's is really just a gas station, isn't it? But it's a gas station with all kinds of amenities of all different kinds of restaurants and stuff. So I do like KFC. I tried Chick-fil-A with my son. I don't know what the big deal is about Chick-fil-A, because I didn't think it was that great. And then we just got a Cane's, I think it's chicken or something in the town over, and people are raving about how wonderful they love Cane's, and I think they started out in Tennessee. I haven't tried it, but I've had a lot of people, different controversies. Some people say they love it, other people are like, it wasn't even that great, so I don't know. But like I said, I do love KFC. I don't like Arby's. I don't know how we got sidetracked on food. But, so you see she's coming together quite well. But it's nothing professional. It's no shading. It's just relaxing. And mostly with alcohol markers. A little bit of gel pens I've used. But other than that, I've just been using alcohol markers. And it'll be a long time before I finish this book because there's still a lot of pictures in here to do. And any of the Jade Summers color books, I feel like they always have a lot of pages. Most of them have 100. I think this one probably has 30 or 40. And she gives you 2 sets. You get 1 set of them and then another set in the back. And that doesn't bother me. Some people, I've seen colorists that if they complete 1 whole set, they feel like they say the book is done and they don't need to do the second set. I don't agree with that. It's there to color, so it's not done until it's all colored. Every page, even the title page, the front page. But that's how I do it. So I've only completed, I think, 5 or 6 books. All right, it's 104 here today. We didn't think it was going to get that hot, but it is because I just checked. So, yeah, it's 104 here today. And people say, oh, how do you do that heat? It'll get hotter. We get up into the 100 teens sometimes here. And as I get older, I don't enjoy it. What'd you say? Oh,
Slowly.
You move slowly? Is that what you said? Yeah. Or you just lay low in the heat. I don't go outside a lot. And you pray that the air conditioners don't go out on you. And you try not to use your oven and stove a lot, although I am going to use it tonight because I'm going to make that meatloaf so that we have leftovers. We love meatloaf leftovers. Yep. Let's do her probably here. Okay, you guys, well, we're almost at a half hour. That's plenty. We don't need to talk more than that, huh? You have other videos to watch. But I appreciate you stopping by and visiting with me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would. I really would love to get to 4,000. I've got a ways to get there. I'm at, I think 3,290 or something like that. But you always set goals for yourself. Mine are just little, as I hit, for a long time I just wanted to hit 3,000. Now I would love to hit 4,000 by the end of the year. So we are halfway through the year. So I got 6 months to try to reach my goal of 4,000. So if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to do so. And if you would like to share my videos or tell people about my channel, I would love it. That would be awesome. So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and a great rest of your week to come ahead of you. And hope that you don't have any hiccups like we did last week. I'm done with hiccups. I'm tired of hiccups. Like, they all get fixed. They all work out. But I don't want to stress over them. So hopefully we're done with all that for now. All right, you guys take care. Have a nice night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.